There now follows a partly political broadcast on behalf of the Yam Yam Party. All right. I don't normally get involved in politics, but there comes a point where the little folk, like me, have to stand up, and that's why I'm sitting here today. This country recently voted to leave the EU. Working folk up and down the land, tired of being told what to do by unerected bureaucrats led by the German Chancellor, Angela Merkel, gave a clear signal to the politicians. And what happened? The Labour Party has disintegrated and deserted us, and the Prime Minister has resigned. Nearly half the country, the half that lost, are now calling for another, more democratic referendum, this time with just one choice on it. And the markets are in turmoil. Bilston Market in particular was a bloody nightmare the other day, and Brierley Hill Market has already seen a 10% fall in the sales of its bootleg DVDs. And our young people, the young people who felt so strongly about this referendum that over a quarter of them got out of bed and voted, what future have they got? Mine are mainly in prison, with little prospect of getting a student loan and no intention of paying it back. That's no way to treat the unemployable young men and women that are the future leaders of this once great nation. In short, we are in the shit without a paddle. So I say to my fellow citizens of the United Kingdom of Britain and the Scottish, I believe that the politicians have let this country down. They have turned their backs on people like me, just one of the millions of self-unemployed that keep this country going. They have forgotten that we are the shinbone of the UK. We create wealth by giving employment to the blokes in the job centre and their small army of administration staff in the pubic sector. Without people like me, they would themselves be unemployed and having to attend a job centre with no staff in it. So it is time for a radical change of policy. By investing more in us and less in foreign Band-Aid and Bob Geldof, we will see an instant return. After all, an extra pound in my pocket quickly turns into an extra pound in the pocket of the local corner shop where I get my scratch cards. As they grow and get wealthier, the corner shops employ more university students with degrees in science and engineering and media studies, which helps them invent new and more exciting scratch cards. The graduates will then pay their IRA taxes from their minimum wage, which in turn can be given to me to buy more scratch cards. It's a virtuous circle, the circle of life. But let's turn our attention away from the Lion King to the lion bastards, politicians. Why should we ever believe another word they say? Everywhere we look, lies, corruption and scandal. The whole country is now being run for the benefit of big corporations. And whose money is it? Ours. The British tax evaders. Did you notice, for instance, that when Sir Philip Green sold BHS for £1, none of us got a chance to buy it? I would have been prepared to pay £1.99, a much better deal for the shareholders. Why? Because there was a jumper in there I wanted for £10, so I would have still been quids in. But no, the little people were once again kept out. And so it is with a heavy heart, but also a pact of resolve, that I announce today that I intend to right these wrongs and enter the world of politics. After intensive discussions with the Shadow Drinks Cabinet, I have decided to toss my ring into the hat and put myself forward to be your next Prime Minister. This country desperately needs new leadership to steady the shit. And if elected, I give you 3 cast aluminium pledges. Number one, I will never lie to you unless it's absolutely necessary in order to make me not look like a liar. Number two, I will never use statistics to confuse you. Over 89% of politicians do that, and of the 33% that do, at least half are 72% more likely to than the other 4/5. And number three, I will act immediately to calm your fears on immigration. One of my first actions as Prime Minister will be to build a wall around the Black Country to keep out all the Brummies. This is a policy suggested to me by my good friend Donald Trumpet, the odds-on outsider to be the next President of the United Arab Emirates. And if you're a Brummie listening to this and I'm worried about being offended, think of it this way. I will build a wall around the Black Country to keep all the yams in. It's a win-win. And it will also stimulate the building trade. So as you can see, if I am elected, I intend to get somebody to roll my sleeves up and get stuck into the mess left by the last administration and make sure that the future of our kids isn't just in the past. And then, finally, but crucially, the fourth and most important of my three pledges. I will begin the difficult job of renegotiating trade deals with our European friends. This will not be easy. For a start, I don't understand some of their accents, and secondly, I'm foreign. And let me make it clear just exactly who they are dealing with. We am the Black Country. We am proud people. A pride forged by the sweat from the brows of our ancestors who worked and fought and died to give us what we have today. And what we have today ain't much, but it is precious. We may be rough around the edges, we may be untutored in the ways of sophisticated society. We care not for political correctness, preferring instead common sense and true human kindness. We never laugh at others' misfortunes, but we can laugh at ourselves, and we laugh in the face of adversity. So I have a message for the politicians sat in their ivory TARDIS in foreign cities like Brussels and London. Learn the lessons of history. Proud people need an identity. They need a sense of belonging. They need a unique culture. And our culture is every inch as good as any bugger else's. So know this. Know who we are. We are the Black Country, and those who befriend us will never know a better friend. But do not mistake that friendship for weakness, because we are nobody's fools but our own, and those who choose to deceive us do so at their peril. We are free, we are strong, we are proud, we are fair, but we will never be a pawn in somebody else's game of drafts. Unless you be in any doubt, the sound you hear is the sound of a Black Country accent, because we am the yam-yams. We are not the peaky, bloody blinders. As a philosopher once said, we think, therefore we am.